A couple of months ago, I got this community to the point where it was ready to complete its legacy mission. And then I paused because I wanted to wait until Forever Communities was out so that I could actually go through that process with these folks. Let them complete their Warlord legacy. Let me get that sweet Warlord boon, but then continue and not have to, basically fold this entire community into the legacy pool. So I've actually got my leader here ready to go with this mission. So I'm going to take control of Dahlia, start the finale mission. And where in the world are we? We are deep inside the base. Okay, I don't actually know what she's got equipped on her. Oh, check this out. Okay, so this is actually an improvement that you guys recently made. So traditionally, only one of these buttons was a hold action, right? And so it was very easy to sort of accidentally say yes or accidentally say no to wanting to complete your final legacy mission. But here now I get the chance to very carefully make a decision, which is helpful for me.
Yeah, we were trying to use those pretty diligently in anything that's either destructive or it's going to be a lot of time to go back and, like you were saying, like if I made the wrong decision here, I would have to wait for that to recast then or be able to move forward in a different way. But so we're trying to look at different spots that we can leverage that in, and I think we do, or I know we do when exiling, and I think there's in even sending to legacy pool and somewhere in that flow, you have to be able to press and hold.
Yeah, I've got an entire video on my personal channel that is about me accidentally hitting the wrong button here and then having to figure out how long I had to wait for this mission to come back again. So we do want to complete our legacy mission. So I'm going to hold the yes button. Wait, am I sure? Yes. Wait. Okay. Yes, we do want to do this. Okay, awesome. Well, let's get all equipped. I actually have not fully equipped her to be ready to fight some humans because I've got... I guess I've got an advanced break on a 9mm. That's actually not too bad. That's going to do a fair amount of damage. I've got a lot of heals here ready to go. We've got some fire, some flashbangs. What else am I missing? I've got scent block. Doesn't seem as important unless, well, you know what? The zombies might show up during the fight, so maybe that would be worthwhile.
Bloater gas grenade.
I don't think I've got any bloater gas grenades with this group, do I? Let's see. I've got a smoke grenade. Does that help? I got a Willy Pete. I mean, I could set some people on horrible, horrible fire.
Some people say that smoke bombs and flashbangs are useful against human opponents, but I just generally use the bloater gas grenades because murder.
Well, if you've got some murder grenades, then maybe we're probably good, the two of us.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me go chat with my friend here. Hey there, Adam. Tell me where those people are. I'm going to go get them. Okay, where is this base? Oh, it's all the way down here, right next to some infestations, of course, because everything is convenient. Oh, I think my car was about out of gas, so let me just, real quick.
It's full.
Is it full? Well, it depends on which car, I guess. But we'll take the car that's full. How does that sound? Oh, hey there. You're already driving. Sweet. Why don't you get us down there, Joe, and I'll have a look at some of the questions that have been coming in from the chat. So, we've got a question about whether backpacks stack. It looks like they did not. When I was messing with those Burnt Umber hiking packs, they do not stack?
No, they don't stack. I think that was another topic of conversation when we were looking at what can and can't stack. The rationale with that one was that we weren't sure what to do with all the variety of colors. Like, do we just stack all the orange versions of this thing and then the green things of that one? Or do we have it like a nested thing where you select a backpack and you're like, oh, I want the blue, orange, or red, or whatever other colors existed. But then it got a little complicated, so we decided just to focus on the ones that we knew were quick wins.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Bob Cadaver asks, how hard is it to thoroughly test your game before you release an update? Is that what the PTR was for?
Oh dear.
That side.
Yeah, the PTR certainly helps, but it can't do everything. It's always possible for something to slip through, which is why you have to. It takes a lot of time sometimes. It's basically what it. There's that old adage about how 9 women can't have a baby in 1 month. There's certain things that just take a certain amount of time, no matter how many people are devoted to it, both in QA, in the audience, and on the dev team. And so sometimes it just, finding the right combination of events is just going to take time. And so, yeah, so that's why it's kind of slow.
Well, and You kind of pointed this out too already, Geoffrey, is that like when we're testing for knock-on bugs like this one was, it gets to be really difficult, especially
when one bug chains into another bug, or the fix for one bug chains into another bug. You can be as careful as you want, and sometimes you have to get the right circumstances together to make it happen. Okay, so we've got some psychos.
While you're dealing with that, a lot of these more difficult to track down issues are the ones where it's very difficult for us on the dev team to reproduce them. Most bugs, if you can reproduce them in a client attached to Visual Studio or some sort of testable system, then you can fix them pretty straightforwardly. But especially with the ones that are on client systems that have several different concurrent issues that are causing the bug to occur, it can be very difficult for us to find them. And that's something that's actually been really helpful from you guys and the players' side recently, is that we've been having a bunch of people work with us directly to give us reproducible test cases, which has allowed us to track down a bunch of bugs, both current and past, that otherwise we wouldn't have been able to. So thank you for that.
So, we just got a little incidental question here. JBG1K wants to know if any of the NPCs in the game are based on Undead Labs staff. So most of the characters in the game actually have randomly generated names, but yes. So we filled the when I was writing the initial name list. Do not get into that bloater cloud. When I was writing the initial name list, I put out a call to people across the studio asking them, do you have your own names? Do you have friends and family names you'd like to include in the game? And we included a ton of names that are related to Undead Lab staff. I even added entire cultural backgrounds to the game to justify putting certain names in the game, like Jürgen Tierna, for instance, who was our top engineer for a while on the State of Decay 2 team. I made an entire cultural background for Norwegian immigrants so that I could put names from his friends and family into the game and have them sort of have them fit in. So we've got several examples of things like that. So yeah, totally. This game is full of little tiny Easter eggs. In fact, I think one of the patch notes that we're going to go into acknowledges a new Easter egg that I just added to the game just for this update. Now and then, just with like the names and traits, they still let me come back and add things to State of Decay 2 occasionally, even though I'm not formally on the team. So let's see, what other questions are there? So True Vulgarian wants to know, does this update allow us to manage the items stored with our legacy characters? Actually, you know what? We should probably talk about that when we actually get into the legacy. So we're going to answer your question, but we're going to get there after we finish this mission. Oh, but SXO Maze 1 wants to know, will personal quests like the Prepper Ant or Eagle Eye the Sniper reset when you send characters to the legacy pool and bring them back? Will they still have that same mission ongoing, or will it be like they're a new character? I genuinely don't know the answer to that question. Does anyone here know?
99% sure those are canceled like you would if you exiled them.
Yeah, I think that we put some traits on the character to help us remember that they had been on that quest, that they had been on that mission. But I think most of that information, you're right, I think is stored on the community. And so if the character leaves the community and joins another community, I think we lose track of it. That arc, that mission arc, should probably not be continuing. If you do find that it will actually spawn on the same character, that's amazing. I would be thrilled to find out that something accidentally worked better than we hoped it would. Okay. Yes, let's murder this zombie. Oh, wait. Oh, are we not getting out? I thought you were stopping. Ah! Oh, no. All right.
What about the climbing?
Throwing some... Where are these people? Oh, here you are. Oh, gosh. Whew. Okay. And whenever you fight a bunch of humans, you get some zombie ads too, so you gotta be careful with them. Oh, hey! So now we're gonna boot Joe. because we've succeeded.
Yay!
Goodbye, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Oh, he disappeared. Okay, so normally this would be the end. So let's watch our beautiful cutscene and then see what actually happened. Oh gosh, did I say beautiful cutscene?
Well, I mean, it overall.
Well, while we're listening to this, actually, Nanobot had an interesting suggestion. That hold to choose option that we got for the option to start your legacy mission. He was wondering if we could get that on threatening enclaves, because it's so easy to accidentally threaten them and end up in a fight that you did not intend to have. That's a really good suggestion. I'm not on the team anymore. Chris, I don't know, maybe
Can't just do Geoffrey's.
yeah, that's a different part of the UI, right? And so it would be completely different work to make that possible, but maybe worth taking a note. I think we actually have a note on that somewhere.
There's some kind of confirmation prompt just to back, are you sure you want to threaten the enclave? Something like that. And I think there was one point where we swapped the order of it, and that caused issues in itself because people just had muscle memory, like going up to get to the bottom, and then they selected whatever that used to be and then turned into threaten. We swapped it back. But yeah, that's another one that I would like us to take a look at some point.
So I have now got my Nightmare Zone Warlord boon. It's mobilization. I'm so proud of myself. And here we are, where we usually end up, in the legacy screen after this. But you'll notice we've got a couple of new options down here. Well, actually, one of them, disband community, would basically be what would happen by default. But now we've got continue community. So my legacy survivor pool, I've got 47 out of 50. So if I want to drop some extra people off, I can. Is that right, Chris?
Yes, you can. Yeah, so you can remove people from your legacy pool and they're just gone forever if you're at your cap already, or you can say, I don't want this person or that person from my community to continue on with me anymore. And then from there, you can either choose to disband the community, which is just like what used to happen, or continue, which is essentially moving maps and starting anew.
Okay, so I think in this particular case, I think I want to keep all of these people in this community. I really like all these guys. Here's Scary Gary and Marshawn, Hash. I mean, we got some great names. Stephanie Bang.
Hey.
I love these people.
Hey, Geoffrey, just something that's, I know you're at 10. I don't know if we checked this or not, but could you highlight one of the people that's in your legacy survivor pool instead of your community?
Yeah, sure. Here are some people in here. What did you want to see, Joe?
Oh, I guess you can't move them in if you're already over.
Yeah, probably
And
not.
you can't take people from your pool or your legacy pool and put them in your community in one fell swoop. So you could start anew and continue your community and then recruit them from your legacy pool, but you can't swap them back and forth that well. Like,
so this is a one-way
with
operation.
the exception of correct, but like if I send someone from my community to the pool and then I decide, oh, actually I want them to stay in my community when I continue, you can do that, but you can't move someone over that's never been in your community, or I guess I should say it isn't currently there.
Okay. But if I, for instance, wanted to send Steph away, I could hold the A button, and now she has been put into the legacy pool somewhere. Oh, there she is. So she's been newly added to the legacy pool. But can I pull? But so because she's new, because I just added her, I can pull her back out again if I want to. But I can't pull out like Tamati here. He's got to stay.
Yep, exactly.
I'm gonna pull her back out.
And then you might want to pay attention to the details because we've had a lot of questions in chat about whether or not you can see what's on a character.
That's right.
That's in your legacy survivor pool, in your pool.
Yeah. So right now you can see their traits and their skills and things like that. If I hit A, I can see the details on a character in my pool, and you can notice that not only can I see their traits and the benefits of their traits, which I apologize. I'm just gonna make you guys go away for a minute, and me, so we can see all of the UI here. You can see all the details on their skills, what they can offer, all the details on their traits and what they offer. And you can also go through all of their inventory and see everything that you've got. So I've got this tradition. I think a lot of players have this tradition of loading up their characters before they put them in the legacy pool. So the next community they join can get the benefit of just tons and tons of items. But once you put them in the legacy pool, you actually had to either remember or just roll the dice on what those items were. But now you can actually look at the details of a character and you can see all of this information. And you can grab a character and put them in your community later on once we get to legacy recruiting. specifically because of the stuff that they're carrying with them, which is really cool.
Yeah, we did remove the zombie kill count, which I know some folks are missing, and that's something that we're figuring out, like how or if we can add that back in there too. So that was one small piece of information that we took out in favor of having that component just be reusable in other places around the game, rather than having a bespoke version. But yeah, definitely something that we're keeping an eye on and determining whether or not we can or want to add that back in.
Yeah, and I've also gotten, I think, a couple of comments in social media asking about the fact that we can't see characters' hero bonuses on this screen as well, which I think that is am I remembering that right? Is that the case, that their hero bonus is not currently listed? Yeah, it looks like it's not, which is, that's one piece of information you don't have, but you have so much more information than you ever had before. I think this is still like an absolute triumph when it comes to being able to use your legacy pool more effectively. And I guess while we're here, we can also look at the fact that you can sort the legacy pool however you like. You can sort them by leader type, so you get all of your all of your builders together, all your sheriffs together, all of your traders, all of your warlords, or by community skill. So I've got all of my my computer experts, all of my dietary types, a bunch of red talon people, gardening, the law. This is Jack Kilgore, attorney at law. He's one of my favorite characters. So you can do it that way. So it's much easier. Like, one of the reasons I imagine I'll be going to the legacy pool for recruits in the future is to find them. You find particular skills or particular items that my community needs, and now you can find all that stuff, which is great. And you can favorite characters, which is let me find somebody that I want to favorite. Like the Bunny Lord here. The Bunny Lord Becky is one of my favorite characters. So I'm going to favorite her. And so now if I go into favorites, Becky shows up. So there you go. I've just got Becky's my only favorite right now. I'll probably find some more favorites later, but wow. So yeah, so the legacy screen has gotten much more powerful, but I think the most powerful thing, the thing that we're most excited about, is this button right here, which is going to let us continue our community. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to keep the same people together, and it's just like we're moving maps. Is it basically once I push this button, is it basically just like I've moved maps with this group?
Pretty much, yeah.
Are we ready for me to hit it?
Go for it. I'm prepared.
My controller is actually tangled up in my lighting situation. What the heck is going on? Okay, I'm unplugging it's a wireless controller. I don't know why it's plugged in anyway. Okay, anyway, here we go. Let's continue the community.